Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another Road to Master video. This is the first one of our Season 7 campaign. The first games, our first placement games, the first half of our placement games. So the first 5 games of our placements. Today we're starting things off fresh with a Nautilus top gameplay. Nautilus was my best champion of Season 6. I finished the season with around, I think it was like 60% in the end, but I spent most of the season with like a 70% win ratio on him, which was really high considering like my least sim win rate wasn't even 50%, so I was really good on Nautilus. He got buffed as well this in Season 7, so he's even better now because he's got Courage of the Colossus. So I was hoping I would just like pick this guy. People don't really realize necessarily that Nautilus is really strong because there's not been any like pro like LCS or anything like that hasn't come down, so people haven't seen the new meta. And so I'm hoping because Nautilus was not a popular pick in Season 6, people will be sleeping on him and not really realize that he's like a good top laner, so I can get some free elo before he becomes meta, which he will do and kind of is doing already to an extent. But either way, boys and girls, this game I was up against a Kled who I've not faced before as Nautilus. I've never played against Kled. I figured he would be a lot like most of these top lane duelists, where like Riven and Fiora, where they're really hard to play against in the lane phase early on, but you get your Sunfire Cape, and as long as you haven't fed them too much early, then you're generally speaking okay. Sadly for me, I actually did feed this guy early, so you know it meant that he just got his Black Cleaver really fast, and I just got in a really rough spot. And this was like one of the hardest games I played as Nautilus top, because he was just like ridiculously strong. Like he was really strong and really hard to deal with these champions who can rush Black Cleaver, because then even when you do get your Sunfire Cape, they're still pretty effective versus you. And when he goes to the Black Cleaver Titanic Hydra combination, he's got like 3k health and still does ridiculous damage. But still, Nautilus is Nautilus, and I was kind of like relying on my ability to just like press R and be tanky and hope that that would carry me through. But they also had a pretty strong Master Yi, as you can see here. He just 2 shots already carry. He was a really strong Master Yi as well. He shreds through me too, like a true damage on his E. He just shreds really hard. So pretty hard, tough game for me to play Nautilus in this one if I didn't have a good lane phase, which I didn't. And as you can see as well, I didn't have a particularly strong bot lane this game. My bot lane fed really hard as well. Not blaming them this one, because like even though I wasn't the worst performing member of my team, all I can do is do my best, and I certainly didn't do very well. As long as you're playing well, that's all you got to worry about. If your team plays like shit, then it doesn't matter. As long as you play well, that's fine. You keep playing well, and eventually you will climb. Eventually you will do well. But for me, this was not an acceptable game for me to be playing, so that kind of sucks. We'll forget about that one and move straight on to the next game, our second game of the season, Hecarim Jungle. Hecarim I figured would be my free win champion for this season. I would pick Hecarim when, because like, I used to play Olaf at the end of last season, but then they got rid of Strength of the Ages, so Olaf, like, I wasn't really sure about playing him. But Hecarim is basically like Olaf, but better at initiating. He's not as good at dueling and not as good in the early game, but he's better at team fighting, better at initiating plays. And with Courage of the Colossus, I think he's objectively stronger overall than Olaf right now. So I picked Hecarim to try and, you know, I just think he's really good overall, honestly. Like he's a good solid jungler, so and easy to play, which is really nice. You want a champion pool filled with champions who are easy to play. Oh my goodness, I've got hiccups. You want a champion pool full of champions that are easy to play, so that you can be more reliable and more consistent in your results. If you're picking really high skill cap champions, then sometimes you just have like an off game where mechanically you're not particularly good on them, and you know you just lose a game just like that. You know you could have like played well in theory. Like your brain could have been on, but you just had like a bad mechanical game and you just like ruined it still. But this was like a really rough game. Like this game really sucks. This is not a good game for me to say, yeah, I just wanted to pick this free win champion. Well, did we have 3 kills there? I think we actually may have only had 3 kills. I've got a feeling. Our team had 3 kills. So there you go. That was just like a really rough game overall. We all got absolutely destroyed. I think my top laner was the only one who wasn't feeding his ass off. I feel a bit bad for my top that game, but that was just, you know, forget about the game, move on to the next one. So another Nautilus game. Don't worry, these aren't all going to be Nautilus games this season. Like, I actually do play quite a lot of other stuff, which you'll be seeing in the future episodes, but Nautilus is just what we're going for. Like, we wanted to start off really strong, especially these first 10 placement games are really important to, like, place higher, so I don't have to climb through all, like, the lower leagues before I get to, like, start actually climbing, because you kind of want to ride the wave a little bit at the start of the season. That was my goal, at least, just a tad. So I wanted to try hard, and Nautilus is obviously my try hard champion. So again, playing against Riven, I mentioned it's similar like with Kled. Kled being a champion who, you know, really hard in the early game. Same with Riven, really hard in the early game. But once you get Sunfire Cape, you're not too bad. Now, I didn't have a particularly bad lane phase versus this Riven, so it wasn't a problem. You can see I'm actually 3-0 and 2, so I did pretty well versus this Riven. I didn't get camped either by Graves. He did help me a little bit like early, like you saw with that first kill. But to be honest, once I have Sunfire Cape, if that Riven doesn't have an advantage on me, then I'm pretty sorted. I don't have to worry about anything. And, you know, even if I do have like a bit of a rough lane phase, I'm Nautilus. I pick Nautilus so that I can just, you know, press R on someone and be tanky, and I don't have to worry too much about that shit. So it's pretty solid stuff overall, as long as I'm not like really behind in the lane phase. And this is one of my carry games, boys. I'm going off, I'm popping off, 3-0-5, 15 kills each, by the way. This is not a one-sided game by any means. This is not one-sided, but I'm doing my part to try and carry. Now, this is going to be a really awkward moment here, and there it is. You can see my reaction on camera down below. Feels bad, man. That flash is really hard to do, but even worse if you're really boosted like I am. Like, you can do that flash over that wall, but it's kind of hard to do it when you're under pressure, and I found that pretty hard, so that's pretty awkward. But still getting a few picks, playing around the Baron, able to pick up the Baron here. I'm assuming we pick up the Baron at least. I don't remember getting this stolen. There it is. We pick up the Baron, so that's good. This is like a really close game. We just get some picks, and then boom, we get Baron, and hopefully we can do something off of that. Pushing down mid, getting kills. And just like that, the game blows wide open. And from a very even game, we managed to pick out a very decisive, honestly, victory in the end. Well, it looks like it, at least. However, sometimes things don't go exactly according to plan. But still, what a Nautilus is like, you know, I kind of lied a little bit there. Things do go exactly according to plan. Nautilus against someone like Hecarim, by the way, is just so disgusting. Like, they can never jump in. Like, you put your R on them, and the whole time your R is like chasing them down, they cannot go in. And then it hits them, and they're like, you know, just like bumbling around for a little while. It's really nice playing against someone like Hecarim when you have your ulti. And look at that mastery token for my mastery 7. There it is, boys, and a decent amount of damage as well. Decent amount of damage. Anyway, game number 3 here, boys and girls. Game number 4, actually, sorry. And we're getting our jungle role, Lee Sin. I wanted to play some more Lee Sin this season because I think he's pretty good in Season 7. I was feeling quite confident on him. I think he's better than he was in Season 6. I didn't play Lee Sin for Elo in Season 6 because I didn't feel too good on him, but I actually feel really good about my Lee Sin right now. So, playing some Lee Sin, we're skipping quite ahead in this one because as you can see by the kill score, 15 kills to 2. Pretty one-sided game. I make some nice plays because I'm 4-0-5, you can see as well. So, I've had a fairly good game. But it's pretty one-sided and not entirely interesting to watch. But the interesting stuff happens here, really, where in trying to close the game out, we honestly just play a little bit too cheeky and maybe a little bit too aggressive as well. Getting flash ulted by Malzahar, you can kind of just see like my face as well. Like, there's no reaction there. Like, I can't do anything. I can't react to that. I can't do shit to that. He just flash ults you and you're donezo. I was actually playing with a German streamer this game. I'm not really aware of German streamers overall, but apparently this Oriana, his name is Ison Waffle. I can't pronounce that name. Waffle, I think I pronounced right, but the rest of it, I know that's not how you say it. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it, at least. But he was, you know, I played with him a little bit, and you know, maybe you guys will know him if you're part of the German community. Give him a follow on Twitch as well. Just Google his name if you're German. If you're German, you want to watch a German streamer. He's a relatively high elo, the same height like elo I am, so yeah, and he plays with and stuff, so yeah, go check him out if you want to. Now that was quite a cool interaction there as well. Poppy E'd up against a ZZ Rot and it stunned someone, which I thought was really sexy. I didn't realize you could do that. I didn't realize you could trigger your stun on Poppy against a ZZ Rot portal. I think that's really cool. I didn't know that, but that's pretty sexy. By the way, I know I just gave this guy a commendation, this German streamer geezer, but he was actually like way too aggressive this game. I remember this one. If we were going to lose this game, honestly, he played really well. Like, he's a really good Oriana, but if we were going to lose, it's because we were going aggressive, and a lot of the plays were like focused around that guy. You know, this German streamer geezer was bloody aggressive, like really aggressive, and almost he didn't lose us the game. Obviously, like if we lose this game, it's like his fault. But mate, if you're watching this, calm down, bruv. Alright, just take a step back and calm down, alright? Oh my goodness. Either way, picking up the Baron. If we were going to throw this game, then it becomes a lot harder to throw once we have the Baron, so that's good. because, you know, I really don't want to lose this game. If we're 15 kills up to 2, and I'm playing Lee Sin as well, it would feel pretty bad if I lose this game, so really don't want that to happen. Something which I have struggled with, though, is that my early game on Lee Sin is a lot better than, like, every other stage of the game, which is kind of to be expected because it's Lee Sin, but my brain tends to, like, switch off. I can still do stuff in the late game on Lee Sin. I know I can, because I play on, like, when I'm not necessarily playing, like, really high-level games, I can certainly do it. A lot of it is my mental attitude, where I don't try and make too many plays, because I want to play a bit safer. And really, I shouldn't respect the enemy team that much. Yes, I should respect them to an extent, but I shouldn't just, like, really let them just, like, dictate the way I'm playing, if that makes sense. But anyway, you can see Vi traveling 10,000 miles there, because that's what Vi does with her ulti. Pretty powerful stuff. You click R on someone and you just travel them down to the ends of the earth. As far as they run, that's as far as you run. But it looks like finally we've broken down their base. We may be able to pick up the victory here. Maybe. Finally we can get this down. The base is open. We've got Baron. They have no inhibitors up. Surely, what could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? The Nexus is going down as well. We start off a really nice team fight. It looks like it's going to go well for us. Brand immediately falls down. He's a really high damage. Pretty much an AP carry in this stage of the game. Really late game. Get the kick from Vi into Ez. Perfect stuff there. I burn down to the Elder Dragon debuff alongside the Space Aids. But look at all these minions onto the Nexus. Is it going to fall? Is this the game? Is it over, boys? No, it's not. The game keeps going, which is pretty awkward now, because this is pretty much anyone's game. At this point in the game, one team fight wins it, one team fight loses it. So it doesn't really matter who's ahead, what's going on. All that matters is who gets that one good team fight. Now, Brand disappears into the untargetable golden statue state for really long, because he gets chained, Bard ulted into a Zhonya's. We tank up a few things. We didn't really get to do anything that fight, but we tank up some stuff, including the Malzahar ult, so we're still useful, but that was not exactly a very high impact team fight for us there. But we push it down. Here comes the victory. Oh shit, the inhibitor respawned. Oh, okay, never mind. Like, the low gods do not want us to win this game. They don't want us to win this game. It looks like we're going to win, like, at every single point in the game, but then something happens, and there it is. But eventually this game goes down. You can see my reaction in the corner there, shaking my head, blowing off some steam, having a bit of a giggle. That was a crazy game. And those games are not good for your heart, I tell you that much, especially if you care about your elo. Holy moly. A decent score to finish, but like you can see, I don't do any damage in the end, because I just didn't do anything towards the end of the game. I really did not do that much. Going into the next game here, game number 5, another Lee Sin game, last game of the day, boys and girls. A bit unfortunate first play of the game, though. Jumping in to do something onto the Lux and immediately getting bound by the Lux Q, and then followed up by the Hecarim as well. Pretty unfortunate. And that also leads to a double kill, so that's really unlucky. E-Flash here, the second play of the game for me, E-Flash, which is really nice. 3 kills just popped up across the map. We were 5-1, 5 kills down, 1 kill in our favour. Well, 5 kills in, 4 kills down. And we managed to put it close together there, which is nice. Here, I'm doing another cheeky gank. I don't want to use my Q right now because she's staying behind minions, so I can't. But then all these bloody shields popping off, and then Hecarim comes in, and it's like 2 health. She survives on 2 health. A pretty frustrating play. Like, the first play of the game was pretty frustrating. That one was pretty frustrating. Immediately jumping in, picking off Hecarim in this play, and then flashing out. Pretty frustrating to die like that as well. Every time these things happen, by the way, just look at my player cam. You can see me like shaking my head. I know this stuff's frustrating. But Lux gets low in this play as well, so I kind of try and chase her down, try and get something in on her. Dodge the snare, which is good. I'm pretty sure I can't die unless she snares me. But oh wait, bot lane just happens to be respawning at this point. The kick quite isn't enough for her. The Q following up quite isn't enough for her. Holy crap. Holy crap, this game is starting to tilt me, man. These plays are starting to tilt me. It's just way too, like, frustrating, you know, like, pretty close, ugly. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning. Excuse me. What was that about? But all's well that ends well, right? Getting a nice insect coming out, all good stuff. You can actually see my score, I'm 6-6-2. So, considering these plays have gone, like, pretty unfortunately for me, pretty close plays, but not really going in my favour. It's kind of surprising that I've still got a positive score this game. I'm still doing some good stuff, obviously, which is the important thing. But I also do some dumb stuff, like taking Dragon and then trying to kill the Scuttle Crab when everyone is missing, and I just happen to get collapsed by 5 people. Which is, I mean, a bit like, okay, 5 people sitting in the bush, fair enough. But also a little bit like, well, mate, if they're all missing, maybe you shouldn't go chasing Scuttle Crab and face checking bushes. You know, maybe you should do that. Maybe that's a risk that's not worth taking. Perhaps, maybe, who knows. Either way, we managed to like lose 3 people as well. Like, people keep getting like picked off one by one as well. We're trying to split push, but it's not really working. They go for Baron, but then I try and stop it, and that doesn't really work either. The game's looking pretty bad at this point. But this Fiora with like whatever, I don't know what build this Fiora's gone. I know she's got Titanic Hydra, and I know she's bloody indestructible, as you can see here. Like, look at this build. She has so much damage, but she doesn't die. She had Bloodthirster, Black Cleaver, and Titanic Hydra there, you could see. And that was a really strong build, and that Fiora pretty much saves the game with that Baron play. Out of that, then we can make some snowball plays here, and eventually we managed to like just pick a few people off, and there we go, out for the victory. So 3 for 2 so far in our placements, boys and girls. Not the best games, honestly. Not the best games, but we managed to pull them out. Didn't play awfully, but just not great overall, I would say. Not amazing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, boys and girls. If you did, cheeky thumbs up. If you didn't, cheeky thumbs down. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the content, guys. You can subscribe to me for loads of different stuff. Not just gameplay, not just plays like this, but gameplays, whatever you want to do. Whatever you fancy, guys. Hit me up. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you in my next video.